What's up? It's Saturday, March 6, 2021. We're here for episode 5 with Mr. Jon Doemel. Did I pronounce your last name
You
right?
did, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I nailed it.
Nailed it out of the park.
I one of the fun things I see online are the different posts that you share when your alter ego is on screen, or
Yeah, Josh Doemel.
Josh Doemel.
Jon Doemel or Josh Doemel or
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got 5 different ways that the news is spelled my name.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In high school, on the basketball team and stuff like that, when they printed off the rosters, I'd be Mario Adams.
Nice.
That was the most interesting one. Or Bus was always a regular one to see on the roster program and stuff. And
did you ever see the parody video I did with the Zoom call with all the different personalities?
No, not yet. I have to see that.
I'll have to send that one to you. It was pretty funny.
Is that you can find it on like Facebook or whatever?
It was on the Zaroni's page. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's probably buried, and I got a little bit of content.
Okay. Well, you might have to pin it then.
Right. Yeah.
Or we'll share it on our page.
Right. It's good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of hoops, Oshkosh Lures
Go Knights
won their first WIAA state championship yesterday.
Gold Ball.
Man, that was a crazy game.
Man, it was amazing. You know how far behind they were, and they didn't give up, and to bring it back to that last second shot.
For sure.
Man,
oh
awesome.
My gosh, you couldn't have written it any better.
No,
But yeah, can't wait to get into that with Tim and Nate when they come back on the show.
Right.
But it's such a huge thing for Oshkosh Hoops,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've been producing champions really
right.
the last handful of years.
Yep, absolutely.
Oshkosh North was 2 years ago, right? Or 2 or 3 years ago?
2 years ago, I think. Yeah.
And then UW Oshkosh men's won the national championship for the first time too. Yep. And then
last a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the women's team, UW women's team, just won conference last night. So
right. Good day, the spirit.
Good day for Oshkosh Hoops.
Bring it.
But yeah, John here's Captain Zaroni, right?
Yep.
As many people do know.
Alias, yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh. Owner over at Zaroni's.
Victim. I like to say victim.
Victim.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of victims of our own business, and
yeah, sure.
That's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit of how it all started?
Oh, man. I mean, you have to go all the way back to college. You know, when I was in college, I always worked myself in the kitchen. I was a kitchen manager at Famous Days and put myself through school.
Did not know that.
So
cool.
I worked 45 hours a week while taking 18 credits, while being the programs director for the television radio station, being involved in student government, a bunch of other stuff. So it was...
You were a busy bee back then.
I was a busy bee, yeah. And it came to the fact where I was going to get my associate degrees, I thought.
Uh-huh.
So I was going to get business, communication, anthropology. And then they said, you have to pick one. I said, what do you mean I got to pick one? We're a little late in the game for me telling me I only get one of these. So I dropped my last class, an IS study, and I said, I'll come back when I decide which degree has a job opening for me. And then Jody, a friend, called up and said, hey, you want to open up a Glass Nickle pizza company? I said, what's that?
Yeah.
Let's try it out. So it was the degree that was paying for my other degrees that actually what I jumped into.
Yeah.
We opened up in 2004 as Glass Nickle Pizza Company.
Yeah.
I got told no by 21 banks. And the 22nd bank, my parents actually mortgaged their house so I could buy my equipment. So no pressure there.
Gotta love your parents, right?
Right, yeah. So we opened up in next to a little Blue Moose gas station in 2004, and then eventually moved to the old rail building where we are now.
Yeah.
That was a fun cleanup. Let me tell you, that carpeted walls for years of, it's great.
The rail was definitely a different bar any night of the week.
It was, man. It was somewhere where if you had a friend that was having a bad day, you're like, come on, we're going to the rail. You can't take me there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. And then you take them there, you get a couple beers, you sit in the corner, and then they feel better about their life. It had a positive effect on people. And then they opened up some other Glass Nickles closer to us, and we were always a name lease. We were never a franchise. So from day one, my marinara, we made it from scratch. My grandpa would whoop my butt if I ever opened up marinara out of a can.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, you can use tomatoes.
Sure.
And then everything else you got to cook.
Yeah.
So we became different, like way different menus, and they wanted consistency, and they said conform or get out. So that was about 5 minutes of thinking, and we're like, okay, so yeah, we're gonna do our own independent thing, and Zaronis was born, and it started off as Mac and Zaz, but my wife said that sounds too bro. She's like, you want to go to Mac and Zaz, bro? Like that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So we changed Zaronis, which is still pizza and macaroni. Play on words, sounds Italian.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and decided to do a superhero theme because we need superheroes in the world.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of superheroes, I personally believe, and many people in the community feel that you are that superhero for us, Oh
man, I appreciate that. It's hard to hear still though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't do it for recognition, but it's still nice to be recognized. But
you do it, and there's a fine line there. It's a fine line of being like, hey, look at me, look at all the great things I'm doing. And it's never been that for me. It's always been, look at all the things you can accomplish. Look at all the things that you can do. Look at the difference that you can make in the world. Now I show a lot of things that we do that's great, but it's probably like 30% of what we actually pull off. I mean, there are some amazing stories that, are confidential, and that's the way it is. And you help because it's the right thing to do. But the things that I could say publicly, I always want to challenge other people to do that. We only have 2 discounts at Zaronis. We have a non-perishable food item discount. You get $2 off if you give us a can of peas.
Yeah.
Because hunger doesn't come in drives.
Yep.
So we're always raising food for that. And the other one is a hero discount. You can get 10% off. And all you got to do is volunteer somewhere.
Nice.
Like, I don't care if it's ringing a bell for Salvation Army or going to anything, coaching a Y League youth softball, as long as you're giving back to the community, you could save 10%.
That's awesome.
But it's cool because the customer will call up and be like, well, do you volunteer anywhere? Like, no. Oh, that's too bad. You could save 10%, on your orders if you just chip it. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to do that. Like,
sure.
Absolutely. That's worth 10% for me.
Yeah. And you're definitely planting the idea into people's minds, because sometimes you just need to hear it for something to click.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely wonderful. So on average, like, what have you guys been pulling in terms of like non-perishable like food items? Is that still like one of your popular things that people do?
Yeah, it was stopped a little bit from COVID, because nobody knew in the beginning. The numbers we were looking at, 5% death rates, all this stuff. Everybody was washing their boxes before they came in. So we just stopped because we didn't want to have contact going back and forth. We wanted to limit that as much as possible.
Yeah.
But on an average year, we're raising anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
Every year.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah. And good stuff. My favorite thing though, I have to admit, and this is a little hidden gem for me. My favorite thing to get coming back from a customer is a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's like a double win. Like, you're ordering my mac and cheese and I'm getting yours, your dehydrated cheese stuff, which should probably be illegal in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like your grandfather's recipes and stuff for marinara. That's super cool.
Yeah.
What would you say like your earliest memories are when like you started to put together your whole love for Italian cuisine, like pizza and all that stuff?
Oh man, I think I broke 100 pounds in 3rd grade, maybe.
Yeah.
So no, just always following mom or grandma in the kitchen, man, and just helping out and doing what you can because, number one, you learn how to cook when you do that, and number two, you're the kid that gets the hot cookie then. There's benefits to helping mom or grandma or grandpa in the kitchen. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, watching my grandpa make sheet pans of pizza, and then you could make sure that if you liked a corner, you could set that corner piece up just how you like it. Not everybody else would get it, but that's my piece.
Yeah.
So there's benefits to it. And it's just, it always has been, man. Just
nice.
Food for me is just amazing. Like once you learn how to build a wall, right? You can use whatever you want for bricks, whatever you want for mortars, and whatever you want for finishes. So once you know how the construction goes, everything else can follow. That's like pizza for me, 21 specialties.
Yeah.
We look at it like an open face sandwich.
Yeah.
Whatever goes on a sandwich can go on a pizza. And sometimes that gets weird for people. Like right now, our tuna melt pizza, which isn't all that out there.
Sure.
But we've had some out there pizzas.
Yeah. I'd have to say my favorite specialty pizza that you guys have is the spicy Zaroni.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
got
good,
all
man.
I wouldn't say all my favorite things, but things that really work well for my palate. I like that.
The Hawaiian?
Or is it
the Canadian bacon?
Yeah. Oh, spicy Hawaiian. What did I call it?
Spicy Zaroni.
Oh, okay.
Everything, it's like Bob's Burgers. Everything has a Z in it.
Yeah.
Or Mac something. My crew hates it. They're like, does everything have to have a Z in it? Like, it can't just be a margarita. It doesn't have to be a margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah, it drives them nuts. But I mean, that's the kid in heart.
No, I think everything that you guys have done over is super awesome. Like your branding, that literally you said it happened overnight, right? Because in order to keep the business going, you literally had to go like right away, right?
Yep. When we closed as Glass Nickle, when our name lease ran out, it's not like I had a bunch of money in the bank, you know. So we gotta have this coming in quick. We went from Friday at midnight, and we had our soft opening the next Thursday. We painted everything, trained everybody on a whole new thing, and
did Joshua and Carla get their stuff out there right away too?
They did, yeah. They went and they wrapped the inside of my walls, and it was awesome, man.
Yeah,
it really is. Yeah, they wrapped my bar. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, everything that they've done over there looks flashy. Everything that they do looks flashy.
Right,
like, they're good people for sure.
Everything they do is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what you have been closed throughout this pandemic, right?
Yep, closed early actually.
Yeah, you were one of the first ones to kind of lead the charge in terms of like, hey, we need to be responsible. We get things figured out.
Right.
Like, we don't know what we're dealing with. You know, no one did.
Right.
And what are your future plans now? What do you have in mind?
Man, you know, I don't know.
It's a tough one, right?
It is a tough one. Our dining room's still closed. And it's not necessarily to do with COVID. I mean, it is. That's definitely a part that plays with it, but there's a balance to it, and I think that's one thing we've really been failing at is balancing everything. And right now, you know, until you tell me that your dining room's rocking, or Mike's place tells me that their dining room's rocking, or Maro's tells me that their bar is doing good, I'm not going to open up my dining room and bar. We've shrunk our model and our business model to work as a delivery and curbside carryout only. So we're gonna go with that until everybody else is ready. You know, it's like I've been eating a little bit the whole time, right? And all of a sudden my friends start to eat, so I don't eat more. You know, like I can last on the diet, if you would, that I've been eating for the last year until you guys are good. And when you guys are good, then I'll open up. But until then, anybody comfortable going out, they gotta. I mean, Filipino skewers, they don't deliver well, right? No, but they're amazing here. You know, pizza delivers great. I mean, mac and cheese delivers great. I have that benefit, if you would. So the people that are comfortable going out, they need to come and they eat sushi, because it's way better when you get it here. You know, the things that have a shorter lifetime, if you would. Yeah.
And I think you know, your guests and customers like really appreciate like your ability to have a wide delivery range too, right?
Yep.
Like, is it just as long as you have an Oshkosh address that you'll deliver to them, or you're kind of
we hit a little part of it's technically Nina. Yeah, we go
really? Okay.
We go out and then we meet people. We'll meet people from Amro off of 21, or from Nina, or from Fond du Lac, that BP on South 45.
Okay.
We'll meet people there. So we meet people, and there's a bunch of tricks. They'll get like par baked pizzas, or they want us to cook a pizza but don't cut it, so they'll stick it back in their oven for a bit, and then and whatever works for them works for us. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Because to you know, go the extra mile, literally, right?
Like a take-home sushi kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, like when you're figuring out ways to accommodate, you know, the people that have supported you throughout all these years, right? It's just a simple request sometimes, and it doesn't hurt to call and ask.
Yeah. I mean, I think that translates to our entire menu, you know, how we have gluten-free options, you know, not just like, here's our cauliflower crust. No, here's our cauliflower crust. Here's our vegan gluten-free crust, and here's a no crust bake. Like
Okay.
if you don't want to try it at all, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that for you. And then we carry vegan cheese as well, you know, and that's not just for the people that are vegan out there, but for like the kid that's lactose intolerant that really wants a sausage pizza, you know, like here you go. Now you can have that option.
You can enjoy it and not worry about having to deal with it later.
I mean, it's not that hard to accommodate people.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
So on your menu, are those a lot of original items that you've come up with? Or
yeah, mostly most all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. So what would you say is your go-to, your favorite there?
My favorite there?
Yeah.
Depends on the season. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So if for pizza wise, it's like the chicken cordon bleu is really good. Every time around Halloween, that Ghost Rider pizza, that's just phenomenal. That the roasted Reaper and Ghost Pepper sauce that we have, I really love that. Mac wise, my Philly Mac is just it for me. I love that Mac. And then the Memphis brisket. That's really good. But you got to try it with the coleslaw. You got to put the coleslaw. Just trust me. Just it comes on the side. You know, you could try it per bite, and if you like it, then you know what's up. But it's not Memphis if it's not coleslaw on top of it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Bring a little taste from everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Here to Oshkosh.
All right, back at you. What's your favorite thing here?
My favorite thing here, I would say the first thing that came to mind right now is the Manila rice bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was one of those dishes where I think I just was experimenting with it one time. Yeah. I was just like, you know what? I'd asked the kitchen chef, like if they could whip this up together, and it ended up being perfect.
Yeah, great, man.
You can have it anytime. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, middle of the night. Can't go to sleep and you're hungry.
Nice. It's got to be the Filipino skewers for me, man.
Yeah.
I can't get enough. It is. Every time I think I come here and sometimes you'll be out of them, I think my heart cries a little bit because it's like I dream of those things.
Yeah.
Man. So good.
We'll have to keep a secret stash for you.
Right. Yeah.
So who else is involved with this venture? Is it your wife?
Yep.
She there day to day too? Or?
She was.
Yeah.
I mean, we took a big hit. She would serve our lunch buffet.
Okay.
And of course the lunch buffet was the first thing to go because when there's a viral infection going around, what you don't have is, salad that everybody touches or pizza that everybody can get close to. And we just squashed that right off the bat. So, that's been tough. We just kind of tightened the belt, and, in the service industry, that's a big chunk of change. Like that was some hard money to lose.
Yeah, for sure. How many kids do you have now?
Four daughters.
4 daughters.
Yeah. LMAO. Lily, Maggie, Allie, Odelia. And I got my LMAO. I got my 4th daughter on April Fool's Day.
Okay.
Perfect. You can't write that. Yeah. Can't write that.
Did you plan on that? That little L?
No.
It just happened.
Just kind
of
happened.
Just realized that.
Well, we got the A first, and then the L, and then the M, and then we're like, well, we're so close. We might as well. It's Ann was hoping for twins so we can get that F in there too, but wanted to keep a little PG.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the first time we met.
Man.
I think we knew of each other maybe when the first time we actually opened our mouths and said, hey, what's up?
Right.
But I think that's one of the cool things that we have here in the restaurant community here in town, right? Like,
we talk.
Yeah.
We're not really like competition. I think people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Let's see, a couple weeks ago, Valentine's Day, right? It was super busy for us. We ran out of 10-inch boxes.
Yeah.
Well, I got a call from 314 Pizza. They're out of mozzarella cheese. I'm like, yeah, man, I got some for you. Come, I got 15 pounds for you. Come get it.
I saw that post. That's pretty cool, man.
People are like, why would you do that? I'm like, well, because
why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, right. Why wouldn't you do that? And more people that serve pizza in Oshkosh, it's more people that think of pizza.
Yep.
And then it's my job to make sure that I'm top of mind when you think of pizza, know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Competition's healthy.
For sure.
I'm just not a cutthroat guy.
Yeah. It reminds me of a time too, when there was an event down at the Howard. They were doing a special presentation that included Japanese cuisine.
Awesome.
And Nakashima's was down there.
Sure.
And they had forgotten their rolling mats.
A little important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ben, one of the people that was involved back there, called us up and like, hey, we need some sushi mats. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Come by, pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yep.
It's cool that everyone here is willing to pick up or answer the phone.
Yeah.
And willing to help out in any way they can, you know.
Yep.
So
can't beat that spirit.
Yeah.
Go Lords.
Go Lords. Yeah, I'm not ashamed that I was wearing this yesterday and I'm wearing it today.
Probably wear it tomorrow too.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
Until we can get the state champions gear ordered and everything. Yep. So right on. Well, we're going to take a quick pause and we'll get into Osh Talk and we'll talk about all the things that Mr. Jon Doemel here is involved in. So,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I should have brought notes.
Might be a minute, but yeah. Right on. Catch you in a minute.
Yeah, hey guys. Hey, John, your audio's not going through.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. All right, hey, glad everybody can make it to the meeting.
Glad to be here. Oh.
Yeah, whatever. Come on, Josh. Be positive for once. Okay, let's get on with it, shall we?
Yeah, can't wait.
Why are we here again?
You know why we're here. You all received the agenda ahead of time.
Agenda?
See, Doemel got it.
I got it.
Me too.
I don't get any of this.
Well, that's your problem. Well, okay then, first order of business. How do we move forward after this? Should we expect any changes? Yeah, the buffet needs to go.
Why? I love the buffet.
Really, Donald? Who the heck is going to trust any of that?
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Josh. Nobody's going to trust those things.
Well, I would eat it.
Oh, no. Okay, so the buffet's out. What are we going to replace it with? People still have a limited time for lunch. Pizza by the slice seems reasonable.
Oui. Ooh, I like that.
You would.
Well, that makes sense, but what about the salad bar?
Who gives a...
Hey, keep on task here.
We could build your own salads.
Wow, you finally contributed something.
Take it easy, Josh. Maybe we could do some sliced salad combos for lunch. That sounds good.
A soup, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, and soup. Good call.
Don't forget the chili.
Yes, soup or chili.
You guys are so dumb.
Not everyone is as cool as you, Josh.
Ooh, burn!
Whatever.
Okay, scratch the pizza buffet. We'll come up with a slice and salad combo. Got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Hey, John. Oh, hey guys.
Hi, Ann.
Were you gonna help me with any of this housework?
Oh, yeah. Looks like you're in the doghouse.
Pretty sure I dated her.
Hey, that's my wife.
Hey, just be happy you had commitment issues.
Well, that's enough for today, guys. I gotta go.
Great meeting, guys. Au revoir.
Waste of time, if you ask me.
You always waste your time. Bye.
All right, we're back here with Mr. Jon Doemel.
Josh Doemel.
That's
Jon
right.
Doemel.
We're gonna name him differently every segment break we have.
I like it.
But
gotta get one that I haven't been called yet before.
Yeah.
Joan. Let's go with Joan.
Jonas.
Even better.
I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into Osh Talk here.
Sure.
Well, last night was the first Fridays event that Downtown Oshkosh has held. It's a new event that our bid manager Jesse had put together.
Yep.
Encouraging businesses to feature something like local art or music or just some kind of a different experience. And for the first time, we had Andy Mertens and Calvin Casper here.
Nice.
So it was a cool feeling just to hear live music again in this space and just to have that interaction with musicians and the guests and all that kind of stuff. It definitely adds a different element, you know?
It does, man. It's more of a social thing.
Yeah.
We've been kind of, and maybe rightfully so, deprived of that a little bit, but it always makes it better. It's something tastes sweeter when you haven't been able to have it for a long time.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that I thought is cool that Oshkosh has done is the Oshkosh Pizza Matrix.
Sure.
Have you seen that online?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
That's been around now for a few years, right?
Yeah, it was
Maybe
funny
longer.
is I contested. I was one of the first ones that they did. And
you're up there.
Yeah, I was up there. But I contested it. I was like, wait a minute, you went, and West End pizza is great pizza, but I was like, you went there and you had West End pizza. And you talked about the beer and how great it was, but you had mine delivered all the way across town. I want the fair shot. I want the same shot as you do. But those guys were great. I think their writing was hilarious. It doesn't matter if I came in dead last. I appreciated what they did. It was fun. Not bad for a couple of guys that work over at Basler Flight Service, You guys guys did really well. And
Uh-huh.
I was promised a burger matrix, and it hasn't happened yet. So
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
From the same people?
Same people. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. They got to
I'd
get
love
on
to
that.
see that. Yeah, they should.
When I was looking on there, I looked at the list and noticed that there are like around like 55 different places in Oshkosh alone that offers pizza.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's true. True story.
We even experimented a little bit with having pizza. It was Oshkosh Eat Week,
Sure.
restaurant week. We offered sisig pizza and then adobo pizza.
Nice.
And we wanted to do that, but I don't think people really think of pizza when they come here. But if
I said, pizza's an open face sandwich, so you can
right.
You can make it work.
Yeah. So maybe we'll give it a shot again.
Yeah.
But it's super good. You
Right.
know, but it's one of those things too. You just got to get people to understand our toppings and stuff that we have. But
Right.
I think that's kind of maybe going a little bit ahead into our discussions here about like the origins of pizza. Like
Sure.
it's not what it was like or what it is today.
Nope.
It was literally probably just bread, or it was bread and just a couple simple toppings, right?
Yep.
But as soon as like the world trade and was expanded and
Sure.
people were able to get ingredients from everywhere,
Right.
just throw on the pizza.
Cuisine's
right?
cuisine, but once it hits America, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Can I put it on a stick? Can I deep fry it?
Yeah. Right.
Right. Do they even make ketchup over in Europe, or is that just
Do
they do? Okay.
But
Just wondering.
my cousin, he lives in Paris,
Sure.
and he's big on mixing his ketchup with mayo.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know what they call it, but I personally didn't. I don't think I've tried it yet.
It is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come over from a fat man. I could tell you haven't tried it.
Nice.
It's good. It's quality, but it's not deep fried or on a stick yet. So we'll get
Yeah.
there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why for you, like as a family man, a businessman, and everything like that, like why Oshkosh for you?
I believe it's a curse.
Curse?
Yeah.
Were you born here?
8th generation.
8th generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gottlieb Doemel came to Oshkosh, I want to say in 1828,
Okay.
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Way back when.
way back when. And I tried to get out, couldn't get out. And then I said, I'm just going to live with it and look around. And once I really opened my eyes, you kind of grow up and you're like, I got to get out of here. I got to get to a big city. I got to go explore the world. And you don't appreciate what you're growing up in.
Yeah.
And then you have kids and you're like, wow, this is a great community.
Yeah.
Like
It's mindset.
there's actually stuff to do if you look for it. You got to
Mhm.
know what to do. But yeah, no, I love this city.
Nice.
Yeah.
So high school, then you went to
North.
North Spartan.
Spartan.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then
From
you
a Trojan to a Spartan. From an owl to a Trojan to a Spartan. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
And then you met your lovely wife.
UW Fox Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
So what else do you love about Oshkosh?
I
Like
think,
and like the direction it's going, because you've been here for forever,
right.
right?
Uh-huh.
So you've been able to see its progress and
Yeah.
all the cool things that are taking shape.
I think it's great. I mean, we definitely have arts in this community. We've got a music scene in this community. We've got, some pretty good diversity going on in here. If you actually take a look, of course, there's always room to grow.
Mhm.
Always room to grow. But no, I mean, it's really lively, and it's weird because it's kind of like it has the charm of the little quaint town.
Mhm.
And it has some of the things that go with the bigger cities. I've
Sure.
always joked that it is the smallest, biggest city you'll ever live in, or
Uh-huh.
the biggest small city you ever live in. Like either or, everybody knows something about someone.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not true. Just let you all know that gossip isn't always factual. But it's great. I mean, there really is a community effort here.
Yeah. No, I just think the progress with like the Riverwalk, that was
Yep.
always been a big project.
Beach Amphitheater.
Beach Amphitheater, the arena now.
Yep, the arena,
Man,
yep.
like there's hoops playing there
Yep.
this weekend, last weekend, and,
Yep.
and the spillover effect from that has been great. Like
Yep.
we've seen people coming in here that
Oh,
have
absolutely.
been between games or after games.
Yep.
Um,
We need some affordable housing, though.
Yeah.
Big time. Our housing is lacking. You hear that, city planners? We need housing. Can't grow anymore if we don't have any place for workers or families to go. So
Yeah. But even like there's extreme there's a lot of demand
sure
for even new housing in the central city or downtown area.
Right.
Like we were just talking about the Brio building where the Oshkosh Food Co-op is going to be there.
Yep.
There's a waiting list for the people for the living space up there.
Yep.
That's cool. Right?
Yep.
We just got to keep moving with all these cool projects, and there's
lots
of projects that have been talked about. You know, Pioneer is one, but that's not necessarily a housing, but all along, what street is that? 6th?
Yeah.
Along the river there?
Yep.
There were some talks of some housing developments there too,
Yep.
and then the old Miles Kimball building.
Yep.
I think that's finally starting to move forward, which will be cool. That's a nice little corner piece between South Main and 9th Street there, right? So
did you ever get to see the project at the Waite Rug building? They had the opportunity zone. They made some low-income housing there. They took this old factory, turned it into really cool apartments. I mean, they were cool. Yeah. And it looks like we're getting the same thing that's happening with Smith School too. So we got some great projects coming up, but we definitely need more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you're getting yourself into, or what have you gotten yourself into? You're running for the
Winnebago County executive.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's that been going for you?
It's been fun. You know, I've been making some people angry on both sides of the aisle, which cements that I'm exactly where I need to be.
Sure.
As an independent thinker that can listen to everybody, and then I don't just commit to one or the other. I actually look at ideas based off of each individual idea.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing I think that drives me nuts is that if somebody agrees with one thing, then I know what you think about A, B, C, D, E, all the way through Z. Like, no, not true.
Right.
Like I'm a little bit here and a little bit of here. And if it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, you need to try to convince me. If you can't, I don't know, but I'm not going to look at it through bias.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I wanted to really focus on Zaronis, and we were just getting ready to really start looking at location 2 and location 3. I was looking Brookfield-ish area, and Appleton, not just to expand the restaurant, to expand the outreach of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's all put on hold because we can't seem to get along, or we can't seem to compromise or sit at a table. So it wasn't something I wanted to do. It was something I felt like I had to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there.
Right. The opportunity is there.
And the timing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I work a lot of nonprofits. I work with a lot of nonprofits, you know, and we got a lot of great business community partners, and we've got a lot of residential partners.
Yep.
And we're missing that key piece, that government partnership, not to be like, come and do this for us, but you need to help us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I commend you for all the things that you've been presenting so far.
Sure.
And it is difficult to be an independent and to find the middle ground between both parties,
right?
As our system, so
and we don't always agree on everything, and that's fine.
But you just have to have that mutual understanding or respect.
Right,
is one huge thing that I think people need to understand and act on, because
respect and dignity, especially those less fortunate than us. You know, a lot of people look at this pandemic and like, you know, what's the big deal? You stay at home.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? You just teach your kids. You know, what's the big deal? You don't go out and see everybody. Well, it's not a big deal for you. Yeah. You know, but for a single mom who doesn't have anybody to go and get them groceries, or you know, it's 5 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal, and you got to be able to see their choices, you know, and then judge off of that. You can't judge off of your bubble. Yeah. You can't do it.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that gets me too, you know, when people start talking about things, they make things personal. Like, you don't need to make things personal. You're getting outside of the main reason why you're having the discussion, you know? So, but I think you've been that great person in terms of staying with where the conversation is supposed to be going, and laying out, you know, your reasonings for why you think that way, you know? Right. So,
well, you know, and a good discussion is exactly that. It's a good discussion, and it shouldn't be taken personally. And I don't lose sleep at night. You know, I always say you can't be in my head unless you want to pay me rent. You want to pay me rent, then I'll think about you at night, and I'll go back and draw on the conversation and worry about it, you know. But unless you're not paying to be in my head, there's more things to be done. Yeah. And I'm always focusing on solutions more so than just laying back on problems.
Yeah.
You can't blame everything.
No.
You can't do this. You just can't do this. Well, why?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You thought about all the different options that
Right.
could be done, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Speaking of solutions, you are involved in a lot of different groups here in town.
Ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, like I know we all have the same amount of time during the day, but
And
like,
4 daughters and a wife. Yeah.
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 How does the bathroom work in the morning? It doesn't?
I wake up early.
Okay.
Early, because early. I like hot water, and I don't like being rushed. So I wake up before everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I know my role. Just get up, get my stuff done, and get out of the way.
Yeah.
And then let them fight over mirrors and everything else. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the cool things that you started in the recent years was Heroes of Oshkosh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. It started off with an apartment fire.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody had an apartment fire in town, and I found out about it. I was like, okay, what can we do, community? Let's get together. Let's raise some money and get them a security deposit, find an apartment, which we did. They lost everything. Can we get a bed? Can we get some clothes? Like, what can we do? And we managed to get them both in apartments, and with furniture and clothes, and everything was good to go.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is awesome. Maybe if I create this Facebook group,
yeah,
where like neighbors could just help neighbors and it takes something off my plate. Big mistake. Big mistake. All of a sudden there's 3,000 people on this thing within day 2.
Yeah, it took off in a hurry.
It took off in a hurry. And we had all this, and we kind of just adapted and went with it as one. And it was sloppy in the beginning. And we had people asking for stuff that didn't actually need it. And we developed as we went this whole Bill of Rights. We developed how to get people Christmases and what we're going to allow on it, what we weren't. From day one, like you couldn't ask for money. That was the big thing. Like no money. Either you have the item that they need or you don't. People could ask for items that they needed, like I need tires. And then we wouldn't allow people to be like, well, you can get cheap tires at Badger Tire. And they were really angry at us. Like, why wouldn't you let them suggest you?
Yeah.
One would do 2 things. Number one, the person's asking because they can't afford it. Right.
Yep.
So even if it's cheap, that's not an option. They need it for free. And number 2, if you tell somebody, hey, you can get cheap tires at Badger Tire. Now somebody who might have tires be like, oh, they're good. I don't have to offer them tires now. So either you can help or you can't. Scroll on if you can't. Make a comment if you can. And it's dialed in.
Yeah.
I mean, we've delivered over thousands of mattresses.
Wow.
And what we found actually is 2 things. It was a dire situation. We'd have to give them a hero advocate because if somebody asked for something, everybody would go profile stalk them. You know, like, is this person actually deserving of help? Like, we want you to see the need, not the person, right?
Sure.
So our advocates will take over for that. And the other thing is the people that asked for the least amount of stuff needed the most. We had this lady reach out and said, I just need a kitchen table. So we showed up with a kitchen table and 4 chairs, and she was getting away from a domestic violence situation. So it was her and her kids who were sleeping on the floor, who were eating a meal on a coffee table by the ground. All they wanted to do is be able to eat up higher on chairs. Like, okay, we'll be back tomorrow with beds and a couch and a recliner and some toiletries and everything else, and free of charge because people just donated it.
Yeah.
So, and it really encourages neighbors to help neighbors, and we have to get back to that.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's one of those other things too, where, you just have to hear it sometimes too.
Yep.
And it gets you to think. You look around your house, like, well, do I really need this?
Right.
These people could surely use this more than I do.
Right.
It's just sitting there.
Yep.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
All the
society,
things
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's social contracts go both ways. We signed it too. Just remember that.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good that's out there, and
a ton.
It's awesome to see that and all those things being shared with everybody. So. Well,
we're effective. When you help somebody, there's no red tape involved. You just do it. Same thing. Like if a nonprofit wants to give somebody chicken noodle soup, right? It has to be prepared in an NSF kitchen. It has all these guidelines that have to go through. You have to have all these labels on it. Otherwise you can't do it. But if your neighbor's sick, You could just whip up a batch of chicken noodle soup at your house and just
Right.
bring them over a bowl. There's no red tape to that.
Yeah.
You know, when you just help somebody,
Yeah.
not through an organization, not through some nonprofit or when you're just helping.
Mhm.
I think that's a great thing.
Mhm.
And then you look at, you know, sometimes when government intervenes, right? And like in Florida, where you can get arrested for feeding homeless people, or they come and they pour bleach on it, or like,
Right.
really?
Yeah.
Well, you're just going to encourage people to come and ask you for food. And like,
Yeah.
and what's the, oh, that's a bad thing. Oh, we don't want them all in one spot. Oh, okay. Like, it doesn't click with my head. I don't get it.
Yeah, for sure. I remember reading one of the posts that someone put on one of your walls or something in reference to you. Maybe it was your Facebook page for, you know, county executive. Wasn't it? There's a lady that said that, you know, I really appreciate everything you do, but I hope you don't win. So like,
Yeah, because they're afraid that I'll get tied up in the bureaucracy of the
and
system.
that you'll kind of put everything else on the side.
Right, that I'll be handcuffed.
Yeah.
Like, how sad is that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to get into politics because you won't be able to do anything in government. Like, that's what we think.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, they're worried that politics is going to change me. And I can guarantee you I'm going to change politics. Like, that's not the way it's you guys need to start listening again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think you have all the answers, but you're not listening to the people with the problems.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have the answers if you don't know the problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to do.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you have any messages that you want to, or a message you want to share to people about your upcoming election?
I mean, yeah, if I win, awesome. Like, it'd be great. And if you don't vote for me, it doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to you. And if you were totally against me, it doesn't mean I'm not going to work with you. Friendship is not a predisposition or something that needs to be there for collaboration or partnership. We don't have to get along to work together. You know, we got to put our egos aside and focus on the problem. And if I lose, which is a possibility because I'm up against a incumbent, I'm not going away. Like, it's not like I'm just gonna be like, oh dang, I lost the election.
Yeah.
No. Matter of fact, it'll get louder. So I mean, up to you really. But no, we need to get back to voting for people based on character and merit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it has to be, because when we do this whole party thing, you get the talking points, and all they're going to do is regurgitate the talking points, and you'll never learn who the person is. You never know who the person is. And that's not good. I want to know. I want to know who's in charge.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know who I'm electing.
Yeah.
You know, it's all these skeletons in the closet. Well, my door is made of glass and the light's on. So go ahead and look. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming up. Just a little bit over a
April
month now.
6th. Yeah.
Oh, is it a month? A
Yeah.
month to this date?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, wow. Jeez.
And no pressure. None.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks again for joining us.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to have to do one of these at Zaroni sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we got one more segment here to wrap things up with you. Manila Beat. We'll talk about how pizza is in the Philippines and how it got there.
Yeah.
So
we'll be right back with
exciting.
Jonas.
Jonas.
Was it Jonas? Jonas.
Yeah, Jonas is waiting him back.
Sweet.
Hi, it's Sarah with Manila Resto, and I'm here to tell you about our monthly specials for March. First, we have our drink special, Irish Waters. It's time to get festive with our Irish Waters, featuring blue carousel, pineapple juice, Jameson, and sour mix. Find yourself taking in the sights and sounds with this drink special. Our sushi special this month will be the Sushi Bake. Chef Ninoy keeps up with a new Asian sushi trend and brings the Sushi Bake to you. The Sushi Bake begins with a layer of sushi rice, then followed with your choice of freshly diced salmon, red tuna, or white tuna, mixed with spicy mayo. Then to top things off, we add fresh avocado, cucumber, sesame seeds, eel sauce, and spicy mayo. The Sushi Bake is then put in the oven and baked, served with nori sheets for you to scoop up all that goodness. Our Filipino special this month is the pork belly curry. We take our classic curry recipe and combine it with our hearty deep-fried pork belly. The pork belly curry is served with potatoes, carrots, and bell peppers. Want to make it spicy? No problem. We can make it hot just for you. See you at Manila Resto soon. Mabuhay!
Right, you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right. Jared's here. Jared's in the house.
I like that. It's a good one.
Like we gotta keep it going. Keep mixing up the name here.
Right. Jared Doemel.
Nice. Yeah. So now we're here in our last segment, Manila Beat. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here a little bit and ask you, when people ask about, what Manila Resto is, like, how do you describe the restaurant for them?
Oh man, amazing. Usually is the first word that comes out of my mouth. But no, it's really just a laid back atmosphere. It's excellent food, excellent cuisine. Filipino, I can't ever say it. Skewer.
Filipino skewer.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mario. It's to die for. Just everything about it, man. It really, if you can't afford to go on a vacation, just come here.
Yeah.
Really, just come here and close your eyes and taste the food and enjoy the atmosphere. It really is.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, Filipino skewers are one of our more popular items that we have.
I bet.
And
Yep.
Speaking of, reaching out, we work with Akbayan Fanu. It's a local Filipino organization.
Nice.
And one of their biggest fundraisers that they do every year is up in Oktoberfest.
Sure.
And our kitchen crew and everything, they volunteer to get everything screwed up. And then members of the organization have the grills out there and they flip it. Like,
Nice.
it's the best because people are smelling that aroma from wherever, and they're like, "Where is that?" And they're looking around trying to find out where it comes from. And they're like, "There it is."
Yep.
Filipino skewers. They're like, "Well, where can we get it?" And they're like, "Oh, we can get it at Manila too."
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Are you a sushi guy?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. What roll do you like when you order from us?
Oh man, Oshkosh roll is probably one of the good ones for me. Anything with the shrimp tempura, I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm game. So
Yeah.
I always like to try something different.
Yeah.
When I come in.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. You make your way around the menu, right?
Yeah. Gotta.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, your go-to is the pork skewers. If you want something along that palate, we use that sauce with our Filipino barbecue chicken.
Oh, nice.
You should try that out sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Pair that out with our Java rice.
I gotta try the Manila rice bowl first, though.
Yes.
That's next.
Yes.
And then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We got to get you a takeout menu so you can just go.
Right. That's right.
Check it off the list.
The Manila tour map. I'm gonna fill it out.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We should do something. Do you guys have anything like that?
I've had customers do it. I've had customers go through and mark off all the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite. We got 21 specialty pizzas, 21 specialty macs, so it's quite a bit to get through. But we have. I don't know why I don't offer that. Maybe you get you a free T-shirt or you get to name a flavor of the month after yourself if you make it. So
yeah. Well, that's something cool to bring to your regulars, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
And it encourages people to try different things.
Yep.
I think a lot of times too, when I go to a restaurant, I have my go-tos.
Right.
It's hard
it's
not
hard
to.
it's hard to get away
because
from
you know
it.
what you like. But it's good to branch out, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Now we'll get into how pizza is viewed in the Philippines.
Sure.
I believe it got popularized during the American occupation.
Yeah.
I'm looking through my notes here. So during the period of like 1901 to 1946.
Sure.
And then I think it really took off after World War II ended.
Okay.
And then there was a lot more like, American influence there.
Yeah. So you guys, you got ketchup too.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
There's ketchup, and there's banana ketchup.
All right.
You should try
banana
that too.
ketchup?
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know
interested.
the process with it, how it's made, but I would imagine it's just bananas mixed
Curiosity
up
perked.
with some tomato stuff.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's nice and sweet.
Right. Okay.
So we have it here. So yeah, and we actually have a little Manila market now too. So we're offering bottled sauces, and
nice.
we're working on bottling our own in-house sauces that we make.
Awesome.
So
That's cool.
Be on the lookout for that in the future.
Cool.
But yeah, back to how the pizza got, popularized in the Philippines. There was a family that lived out in New York, and they let me just read off a segment here off this website. One of my fondest childhood memories in waking up on Saturday morning was to the smell of the rest of pizza baking in the oven. It was a special treat for us. Pizza for breakfast. We lived in New York in the early 50s, and my parents, Arturo and Lisa Fernandez, would get together with their Italian neighbors on a Friday evening. Dad kneading the pizza dough, and Mom preparing the rich, thick tomato sauce. The wonderful smell of pizza coming from the kitchen would draw many of the neighborhood children to play in our yard. Mom's Filipino hospitality allowed each child to sample the pizza pie. Needless to say, we were quite popular on Saturdays.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it says here they moved back to Manila in 1956. My parents would make pizza for the family and friends who enjoyed it so much they encouraged them to open up a restaurant. So in April 1st, 1957, with borrowed tables and chairs, D. Mark's Pizza Garden opened up for business.
That's awesome.
They named it after the youngest brother. The restaurant was located in a garden of their residence in Pasay City, so down the street from the American school.
Nice.
So it's a good location, right? Located.
Yeah. Yep.
Americans know,
Right.
pizza and stuff. So the Mark's Pizza soon became a favorite place to take family or to enjoy cozy romantic dinner for two. So this place has been in business now for ever since then. I don't know how many generations down that they've been around, but it's cool,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
To
It's awesome, man.
Have you been around, traveled overseas, or experienced any like international flair of like pizzas and stuff like that?
Oh boy, no. You put me. I have one stamp in my passport.
Okay.
That's Amsterdam.
Nice. No?
I mean,
Yeah.
I was in college.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's kind of sad to say, but no. But I am a member of a Facebook group called Pizza Assassins.
Okay.
And there's pizzerias from all over the world: Vietnam, Thailand, UK, India. And it's really cool to kind of see their take. But you would expect, like, here I am. I'm this pizza place in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, but I have Zatai, with a spicy peanut sauce, and then I see all these the pizza places in Thailand, and it's like New York pizza.
Yeah.
It's like pepperoni, sausage, and like, oh, cool. But no, it's really amazing, and it's cool to talk with these people, and it's been interesting to see how each one has had their different pandemic responses too. So that's been kind of cool to watch. Yeah.
This franchise, Shakey's.
Sure. Yeah.
It made its way over to the Philippines around like 1970s, and I don't know if they're still around there, but it's super popular. It was really weird. I remember, when after living in Wisconsin for a while, we had the Shakey's here in town.
Yep.
And then going to the Philippines and seeing Shakey's there, I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty
it's not
cool.
dead. It just moved.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll have to fact check and see if there's actually any more Shakey's around there, but I mean, with the American influence, like there's Pizza Huts, Papa John's is really popular over there now. California Kitchen. Yep, that's another one. But obviously there's some local flares and stuff like that, like the Mark's Pizza here, which is pretty cool to see.
Yep.
But yeah, I have to go there now. So next time I'm in the Philippines, I have to go check this out.
Yeah.
After doing all this research.
Yep. You absolutely do.
Yeah. Are you a breakfast pizza guy?
I am, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. Even though I don't have one, we used to have one called the omelet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's so different? Like,
a really good breakfast pizza is hard to make, really. You gotta almost pre-scramble an egg, but not all the way done. So definitely runny, and then you finish it off on the pizza. And then you just look at it like an omelet. So there's ham, green peppers, onions, all the things that you like. If you like mushrooms.
Yeah.
Always top it with cheddar cheese.
Okay. Cheddar.
Cheddar is what I always do. And sometimes I'll use ricotta sauce as a base.
Okay.
Just give it a little bit extra zing.
Yeah.
No, delicious.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know. Is there a bad time to eat pizza?
No.
All right.
There truly isn't.
Right. Right.
So what would you say is like your most exotic or extreme pizza that you've put together that actually worked out?
That actually worked out.
Yeah.
Crab rangoon pizza was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was good.
Yeah.
See, most exotic, I think all right, for the Mark Grunwald comic book creation challenge. We wanted to do a pizza because Mark was an Oshkosh native who wrote for Captain America and was the chief editor of Marvel. So we wanted to do something that was like a tribute to Captain America, so red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So we did a bourbon blueberry glaze for the blue, and we used red peppers, and we marinated a steak. It was really weird for people to be like, "You're putting blueberry sauce on a pizza." I'm like, I thought you guys were still hung up on pineapple. Like, give it a shot. But it really worked out well. It was really good. It was definitely outside of the box, trying to think what can I get that actually looks blue on a red, white, and blue pizza.
Yeah.
But I think that also kind of tricked people's minds, and they were really afraid to try it. But it was good. Yeah.
Nice. One other like distinguishing like characteristic of like marinara and pizza in the Philippines, a lot of the sauces are a little bit sweeter.
Sure. Okay.
Our version of spaghetti is quite noticeably sweeter with the
Sure.
So like whenever my friends and stuff would come over and Mama would make some spaghetti, like, oh, it's a little different.
Right. Well, it's like Cincinnati chili, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand the secret ingredient in Cincinnati chili is chocolate.
Mm.
Like you put chocolate
Really?
chips in it. Yeah, that's the chili that I serve at Zaroni's. There's chocolate chips, so in case you have a chocolate allergy, there's chocolate in our chili at Zaroni's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, find out new stuff every day, right?
Right. And our classic sauce at Zaroni's is a little bit sweeter, and then if you get our marinara sauce, it's a little bit more of the garlicky.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we're going to wrap things up here. But before we do, we wanted to dedicate this show to our dear friend, Joel Riley.
Yep.
Many of
Jody.
you know him as Jody.
Yep.
He's been a big part of both of our families.
Yep.
Over at Glass Nickle, Zaroni's.
Yep. He was my original partner when he's why I have a pizza shop in town.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, here at Manila Resto, he was a part of the team for a few years now. I think 2.
Yep.
At least. He was just a great guy.
Yeah.
Very, very, very positive going and
great laugh, king of sarcasm.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
He was always looking at ways to pick you up if you ever thought that you needed a quick laugh or a smile or whatever. Like he was always interested in what you were doing. So yeah, we miss him terribly. We all do. The community does. Like he's touched so many different people.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to take this time to just create awareness, like
mental health awareness.
And
he was a big proponent of mental health, and it's always it's awakening to you when somebody who understands the resources that are out there and how serious it is still falls to the illness.
Yeah.
And we can never be that prepared. And you think of things like Project Semicolon.
Mm-hmm.
And the founder of that who ultimately lost her battle with it. And it's kind of the same way. And Jody was always a huge proponent of NAMI here in Oshkosh. So I definitely want to give a shout out to NAMI. And in case you want to reach out to them, phone number is 651-1148. And they are down at 525 North Main Street. Always looking for volunteers. But I think it's definitely resources like that we need to bolster in the area. And we definitely overshadow mental health and have for a long time. And it's serious. And usually the happiest people with the loudest laughs are the ones that are the most vulnerable for it.
Yeah.
Jody was definitely one of those people. Yep.
And, reach out to your family, reach out to your friends.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be there to help you, But if you are feeling like you need to reach out somewhere else, like NAMI is a very good resource.
Yep. There's tons. 211. But NAMI's great. There's always somebody. Also, I think it's important to recognize the other side of that too.
Mm-hmm.
The people that have lost loved ones to mental health, and you need to realize that that's not your fault either. There's nothing really more that you can do. And I know you're going to hurt yourself or think about yourself or punish yourself that you didn't do enough. It's not that easy. It really isn't. Some of these trained professionals and trained psychologists, trained therapists can't do enough. Ultimately, it's on the person to reach out. So you got to cut yourself a little slack there. I see that with some of the victims or the survivors of mental health or suicide. And it's hard not to take that hit with you, but you got to cut yourself a little slack too.
Yeah, well said, man.
Yeah.
But we have a little picture here. It was taken in our kitchen.
Yep. Clearly Irish. He always defined himself as Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jody.
That's totally him.
Yeah,
right?
that's totally. Yep.
Well, I'll do a scan and post it after here while we wrap things up. But hey, John, thanks again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Joining me here and sharing yourself with everybody. Really.
Yeah. There's plenty to go around. It's an Italian thing. Hey. Yeah.
Right on. Well, we'll do this again. Hopefully next time over at your place.
Yeah.
Well,
At Zaronis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best of luck if I don't catch it before.
Okay.
But we'll talk for them.
Yeah.
For that, so
for sure.
All right.
We'll do a post-election podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll either be crying or telling you all the things I have to do now.
Yeah.
On top of what I do.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out what's next after that. Right on. Thanks again. Be good. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.